Hello there! It's me again, Mr. Alexis R. Osorio, and today, welcome to mathematics class. For today's learning objective, we have illustrate the need for an axiomatic structure of a mathematical system in general, and in geometry in particular, letter C, postulates, and letter D, theorems. We are going to have postulates and theorems today. To start with, let's take a look at this pizza. If one whole pizza is divided into 8 equal slices, what is the angle of a tip of a pizza? What do you think? Alright, the answer there is 45 degrees. It becomes a 45 degrees because in one revolution we have 360 degrees. We can prove this measurement of angle of a tip of a pizza by having our lesson today. So first, let us define the postulate and the theorem. When we say postulate, it is a statement that is assumed to be true and accepted without a proof. While theorem, it is a statement that needs to be proved before it can be accepted. Let us focus first on the postulates. The first postulate is known as the line postulate or postulate 1. Through any 2 points, there exists exactly one line. Let's take a look at this given figure. Sabi dito sa line postulate, ang dalawang points daw ay nag-exist sa exactly one line. Kung makikita natin, meron tayong points P and R. At yes, tama yon. Ang points P and R ay nasa iisang line lamang. Points P and R exist exactly in line N. Nasa line N ang dalawang points na ito. And this is known as the line postulate. Let's proceed to the second postulate. The second postulate is the plane postulate. A plane contains at least 3 non-collinear points. Ito siya. Kung makikita natin, we have plane K. So dito daw, a plane contains at least 3. Ibig sabihin niyan, ang pinakamababang number ng points dapat dito is 3. Hindi pwedeng dalawa. Because we cannot make a plane out of 2 points only. So dapat ay 3 pataas. Sabi rin dito na non-collinear points. Dahil kapag collinear points yan, ang mangyayari, hindi na siya makakabuo ng plane, makakabuo lang siya ng line. So, dapat ay non-collinear points. So, dito, sa figure natin, makikita natin na we have 4 points. We have points L, B, C, and E. So, 4. So, ito ay pasok para masabi natin na ito ay isang plane. Okay, so because we have the condition at least 3 non-collinear points. The next postulate is the flat plane postulate. If 2 points lie in a plane, then the line containing them lies in the plane. Let's take a look at this given figure. So in our figure, we have plane K. In plane K, we have line M. In line M, we have 2 points. Points A and B. At dito sa ating flat plane postulate, sinabi dyan na kung yung dalawang points ay nasa loob ng ating plane K, ibig sabihin niyan, yung line na nagko-connect dito sa points A at B ay nasa loob din ng plane K. And that is true, as we can see in the given figure. Points A and B lies in plane K. Line M lies in plane K also. We have now the plane intersection postulate. If two planes intersect, then their intersection is a line. So from there, we have the word intersection. So yun ay kung paano sila nag-meet, kung paano sila nag-intersect with one another. As we can see in the given figure, we have two planes. We have plane F, yung kulay blue, at plane G, yung kulay green. And they intersect with one another. Kung sila ay magi-intersect, their intersection is a line. Ayan, kung makikita natin, we have line W. Line W is the line of intersection of the two planes. Next is we have the number of points postulate. A plane contains at least 3 non-collinear points. Alam na natin yan because I explained it already na kailangan talaga we have 3 non-collinear points para tayo ay makabuo ng isang plane. Dapat ay non-collinear dahil kapag kayan ay collinear, we cannot create a plane. Kung yun ay collinear, we can create line. So be able to remember this. We need 3 non-collinear points. Next one is we have a space contains at least 4 non-collinear points. Now, we have the line intersection theorem. So ngayon naman is we are now going to proceed to theorem. After the postulates, now the theorem. If two lines intersect, then their intersection contains exactly 1 point. So kung kanina in-explain natin sa postulate na kapag ka nag-intersect ang dalawang plane, their intersection is a line. Ngayon naman, how about if we are going to intersect, or how are we going to find the intersection if we have two lines? So let's take a look at this given figure. We have line S and line T, and they intersect with one another, or they meet at exactly 1 point. At yung point na yon is point P. Meaning to say, the point of intersection of line S and line T is point P. They will just intersect in exactly 1 point. Now, let's proceed to the pairs of angles. Okay, so let's start with the first pair of angles. The first pair of angles is known as complementary angles. Complementary angles are two angles the sum of whose measures is 90 degrees. Meaning to say, kapag ka pinag-add natin ang dalawang angles at ang sagot sa kanila or ang sum nila is equal to 90 degrees, therefore, those two angles are known as complementary angles. Example, complementary angles can be placed so they form perpendicular lines or they may be two separate angles. Let us have the first given figure here. Kung mapapansin natin, meron tayo ditong angle ABC. Yung angle ABC is divided into two angles. Na-divide pa siya sa dalawang angles. Yung dalawang angles na yon is angle 1 and angle 2. Angle 1 and angle 2 are said to be complementary. So kung ang angle 1 at angle 2 ay complementary, therefore, the sum of the two angles is equal to 90 degrees. angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 90 degrees. Also, we can say that angle ABC is a complementary angle, and it is also a right angle because of the symbol that we can see there, the small square. Yung small square is also a symbol for us to say that the angle is a right angle. Okay, so now let's go to the second figure. We have angle P and angle Q. Dito wala namang tayong symbol ng right angle, but we have measurement of angle P and angle Q. Angle P measures 15 degrees. Angle Q measures 75 degrees. It is said that angle P and angle Q are complementary. Bakit kaya sila tinawag na complementary angles? Because if we are going to get the sum of the two angles, angle P plus angle Q, the sum is equal to 90 degrees. So therefore, angle P and angle Q are complementary. We can also say that from the first figure naman ulit tayo, balik tayo doon. Line segment AB is perpendicular to line segment BC. So, pwede nating banggitin yon because if they will form a perpendicular or if they will form perpendicular lines, it will create a right angle. At yung right angle natin measures exactly 90 degrees. Okay, so meaning to say, it is on how we can identify if the two angles are complementary. So, ganun lang. So, alamin natin kung ang sum nila is 90 degrees and then if that is perpendicular to one another. Kapag ka naman halimbawa naghanap, for example, what is the complement of angle whose measure is 40 degrees? So, kung complement yan, at 40 degrees yung given, you will just subtract 90 degrees minus 40 degrees is equal to 50 degrees. Meaning to say, the complement of 40 degrees is 50 degrees. Okay, so, ganun lang kasimple pag complementary angles. After the complementary angles is we have the supplementary angles. Supplementary angles are two angles the sum of whose measures is 180 degrees. So kung kanina ang sum daw ng two angles is equivalent to 90 degrees, this time sa supplementary angles ang sum of two angles is 180 degrees. Let's take a look at our example. Supplementary angles can be placed so they form a linear pair or straight line, or they may be two separate angles. So let us focus first on the first figure. In the first figure, we have the line through points A, B, and C is a straight line. Yes, it's a straight line. Okay, and also from that straight line, meron tayong dalawang angles. Nahati ito sa dalawang angles, angle 1 and angle 2. It is said that angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. Bakit? Because angle 2 and angle 1 form a linear pair. Nakabuo sila ng straight line. Ayan, kung makikita natin, pag pinagsama natin si angle 2 at angle 1, that will form a straight line. Yun nga yung line natin dito na merong points A, B, and C. Hindi lang pala dito masasabi na ang dalawang angles ay supplementary. Meron pa tayo sa pangalawang figure. We have angle Q and angle P. It is said that angle Q and angle P are supplementary. Bakit kaya? So, angle Q measures 75 degrees. Angle P measures 105 degrees. Let us try to get the sum of the two angles. The sum of angle Q and angle P is equal to 75 degrees plus 105 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Ayun. So, kapag pala kinuha natin yung sum ni angle Q at angle P, it is equal to 180 degrees. So, therefore, these two angles are supplementary. Angle Q and angle P are supplementary. The next pair of angles is adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are two angles that share a common vertex, a common side, and no common interior points. They share a vertex and side but do not overlap. Example, we have given figure here. It is angle ABC. Angle ABC is divided into two angles. We have angle 1 and angle 2. Angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. Bakit kaya naging adjacent angles ang angle 1 at ang angle 2? So una, they share a common vertex. Ang common vertex nila is point B kasi parehas silang may point B dyan. At yun ang parehas nilang vertex. Also, they share a common side. Yes, they share common side and no common interior points. Okay, because angle 1 is different from angle 2. Okay, so sa madaling salita, pag sinabi nating adjacent angles, ito yung dalawang angles na magkadikit or magkasunod. Magkasunod silang angles. So therefore, angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles. Angle ABC and angle 1 are not adjacent angles. Angle ABC overlaps angle 1. So yung pinakamalaking angle natin dito na angle ABC, hindi siya adjacent sa angle 1 or sa angle 2, kahit alin sa dalawa. Kasi they will overlap. So kailangan ang adjacent angles, ma-identify natin na ito ay adjacent angles kung sila ay they share a common vertex, a common side, and no common interior points. Sa madaling salita, magkalapit silang angles. The next one is linear pair. Parang na-explain na natin to kanina. So a linear pair is two adjacent angles whose non-common sides form opposite rays. Ayan. So from the word itself, linear line. So it will form a line. Okay, so let's have example here. We have a line through points A, B, and C. It is divided into two angles, angle 2 and angle 1. It is said that angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. Kasi yung dalawang angles na yon, pag pinagsama, makakabuo ng isang straight line. And the sum of the two angles is equivalent to 180 degrees. So kapag ka nakabuo yung dalawang angles ng isang straight line, automatically, the sum of their measures is equivalent to 180 degrees. And if the measures is exactly 180 degrees, the two angles are said to be supplementary. So here, angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. The line through points A, B, and C is a straight line. Angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. The last pair of angles for today is the vertical angles. Vertical angles are two angles whose sides form two pairs of opposite rays or straight lines. Let's take a look at our example. In the figure, we have two lines that intersect with one another. Line AB and line CD. They intersect at exactly one point. Vertical angles are located across from one another in the corners of the X formed by the two straight lines. In this case, we have two lines that intersect. If they intersect, it will create four angles. So meron tayong angle 1, angle 2, angle 3, and angle 4 as you can see in the figure. Ang mga vertical angles dito, we have angle 1 and angle 2. Ayun, kung makikita natin, angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical angles. Aside from that, meron pa. Angle 3 and angle 4 are vertical angles. So, bigyan natin ng konsiderasyon yung angle 1 and angle 2, or let's focus and observe the two vertical angles there. So kung mapapansin natin, ito yung mga angles na magkatapatan. Magkakatapat silang angle. Ayan, angle 1, ang katapat niya is angle 2. Ang katapat naman ni angle 3 is angle 4. They are vertical angles. Okay, so also, vertical angles are not adjacent. So, vertical angles are not adjacent kasi yung paliwanag natin kanina na adjacent, pag adjacent, magkalapit. Magkalapit ba si angle 1 at angle 2? Hindi. So, therefore, hindi daw adjacent ang vertical angles. Also, in the figure, angle 1 and angle 3 are not vertical angles. Kung makikita natin, magkalapit si angle 1 at angle 3. Adjacent sila, hindi sila vertical. So, yun lang ang tatandaan natin kapag ka-adjacent ay magkalapit na angles. They share a common vertex, they share a common side, but here in vertical angles, sa vertical angles, ito yung mga angles na ang sides form two pairs of opposite rays or straight lines. O kaya naman, ito yung magkakatapat na angles kapag ka merong two lines na nag-intersect. Vertical angles are always equal in measure. Always equal in measure. Meaning to say, kung ano ang measure ni angle 1, yun din ang measure ni angle 2. Kung ano ang measure ni angle 3, yun din ang measure ni angle 4 because they are vertical angles. Vertical angles are always equal in measure. Alright, so this is the last pair of angles, and that would be all for today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that you learned something, and if you have a comment, suggestion, question, or message about the lesson, let me know in the comment section. Okay, for this lesson or for this video lesson, I used the book Patterns and Practicalities under Gladys Nivera. Also, I also used the module for learners in grade 8 in region 4A Calabarzon, okay, for the reference of this video lesson. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you and see you.